So I know we ran a little. Why does that happen? It just happens. Everything happens for a reason. So get them set up. Okay. Okay. So some people might recoil if they're neat necks, but this morning we were like doing what we're calling picnic style. Because we had to go all the way over to this side of the bed and where we keep the kitty food supplies, and because we had none. Sorry, Booba, he don't like that light shining on his face. And Booba occasionally will come in for the morning jam, and he knows when there's tuna. He's not interested in anything else but tuna. But the thing with him is he's a feral, and he knows that the tuna is a special thing. So he needs to take it and bring it to the other corner of the room. He brings chunks over there. So you gotta respect that. He's not gonna eat off the plate with them. He'll get intimidated and he won't do it. So I try to keep everybody feeling on equal footing. So today it's picnic style all over the floor. I don't worry about that. I really don't, because the floor is, not only do we keep the floor really pretty clean these days, especially, but if there's any crumbs left anywhere, Bunny is like a vacuum cleaner. There will not be a tuna crumb left. And like, look how happy Booba is now because he's like, oh, he's fine. It's picnic style, and I can be all the way over here in my corner. And look how nervous he is anyway. He's looking up at the wheelchair like it's going to kill him. Like, things spook him. He does not know. Like, you don't know what's going to happen with his brain. Like, he gets really spooked. And now he left because he looked up. He didn't like something about that chair that's just sitting there doing nothing. Right. Did you ever think maybe I'm sitting in it? Probably. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, he's literally spooked. That cat is spooked. Yeah, by you. You notice he gets pretty spooked by you especially? Well, yeah, because I'm always hovering around and that cat is way in tune to the extraterrestrial and the unseen. Maggie's back looks a lot better. Yeah, you're a wonderful mother. I can't think of anyone else who would take better care of that kitten. Oh, all right. So we're back on the Christmas kitten. Of course I want a puppy. I want a puppy really bad, but there's just there or a dog. But I can't just in good conscience be in a crippled state like this and adopt a dog. So a natural thing to do would be to get a new cat because we have a colony here and they're all very good with each other, and I know that they would welcome a new youngster. And they'd be so excited. Every single one of them would be very excited because it would be the new energy. And they love babies. They love when you bring someone new in. They do. And I just think it would be cheerful. I think Chris would like it. He's loves cats. They love him. And it's just like, so I was all excited yesterday morning. When we put our application in for this little guy. And if you saw him, you would die. The cuteness level, but there's another reason too. There's another reason. Go ahead. You can say it. He looks exactly like Booba, but little and tiny. But he looks exactly like Booba. And I said I would finally have a Booba to cuddle. And maybe if Booba saw me cuddling the Booba Jr., and we already picked out a name for him. Yeah. What's the name? Well, the adoption place calls him Pumpkin, and he does. That's a cute name for him. There's no doubt. But that's a common name for orange cats. We want to call him Monkey. We called him Monkey. His name is Monkey already, this cat. So he's not a tiny kitten, but he's, a couple of months old, getting bigger, and they get big fast. But he's a real fun age, and they say he's wonderful with cats, dogs, and children. His personality is bubbly and friendly. And that's what we need around here. You know? So then yesterday, Lena had a big fight. Me and Lena had a big fight with Christopher. And it got really loud. And yeah, and I said, what did I do? I can't bring a little baby like that into this mess. It'll get scared. And he'd probably get mad at me anyway for doing an application without asking him if it was all right. And it's going to be a mess. And what did I do? This is terrible. I can't adopt that baby. This is not a fit home. So we didn't hear back from them yet, right? So Lena was already saying, you know what? I hope they don't contact me, and maybe they won't. And if they do, I'll just say, oh, I'm sorry. We went another way. We got another. She's already planning not to adopt this beautiful little kitten that obviously has her name on it for Christmas because of yesterday's debacle here in the kitchen once again. A lot of homes get loud, honey. Even if you look back on yesterday's videos, Christopher was screaming at the top of his lungs, and Booba was sitting on the table acting like nothing was happening. You know, none of the cats were pleased particularly with that behavior, but you didn't see Booba running away because it's Chris, right? He's used to his behavior. Him, he knows. If you would start screaming like that right next to him, what do you think would happen? He'd probably have a heart attack and die. Right. Maybe not that bad, but it would be pretty bad. It would. I know. I can't even whisper around that cat. But Christopher, you go look back at the video. I think I remember. I didn't really watch the video back. It was very hard to watch. Well, you go back and look at that video. He's sitting right next to him, and Christopher's decibel level was off the charts. That cat was just sitting there like la di da. That's weird, right? It's weird, all right. Again, product placement. Listen, people. You know, if you want to get your cats a treat, yeah. Can we? What's going on? Wait. If you want to get your cats a treat, Amazon has this wild caught, extremely fresh albacore tuna. That's like $1 a pouch, right? And like instead of and it's cheaper than like the fancy cat food, ounce per ounce. It's like way cheaper. And it's a wonderful treat for them. It's really good for them. You know? Like go over to Amazon and not just for Christmas, make this the cat treat. We also get them when it's priced right, the shaved fish, the bonita. What's it called, honey? Shaved fish? Right. Just Google shaved fish, and that's shipjack tuna, and that's dried, and it's kind of like Maggie loves it best. Bunny is a close second, but it's often pricey. But a little goes a long way, and you can also use it to make dashi, which is like a really good broth, like a fish broth. It's for human consumption, but the cats love the shaved fish. But again, a buck for a pouch like this? Aren't your little kittens worth it? Like, treat them right. Like some people would say, I'm not giving my cat tuna fish. That's the yeah, but you know what? It costs more than that shit. That other stuff you see down there, the little wild whatever that's called, happy core or whatever. And the only reason I get that's more expensive than the tuna. Much more. Yeah. However, like double the price, but that's Maggie's favorite, and it's got certain omegas in it that are very good for her skin. Maggie has skin problems, and that's the only food she really devours and likes. So Maggie rates, yeah. And Bunny will get in on it and shovel some of that in on a bad day when he can't get in on tuna. Yeah, but on a bad day. This is what I'm saying. What cat is, if anyone came to your home, they would see four very happy, well adjusted cats. Well, they might not see Baba, right? Baba would go under a bed, but they would see three. So you're saying the kitten is still on the, yes, I'm saying the kitten is still very much on the table. Plus, it's a great size that it wouldn't get in, the way they get into wires and stuff. If they're little, real little, and that wouldn't happen. Can't, it wouldn't, you wouldn't have the hazard. Yeah. But if you're adopting, especially at Christmas time, and you're getting really small kittens, you got to be careful about wires and cords. Like they could dangle from curtain cords. You got to really be careful. Bunny, we didn't film it, but just now he got his little claw caught in the end of this mattress, and he almost ripped it out. Had to really finagle with him, and they panic. So cats are a very easy pet. They really are, but you still have to pay attention to what's going on, especially when they're little. But Bunny gets into all kinds of stupid situations up at the cabin. Oh, that was a good one. Up at the cabin, I love the way this sunbeam is filtering in. I'm like, what is he doing? He's doing something with his mouth. What, did he get something in his mouth? He's like trying to, like with both paws, he's going at his mouth like crazy. His front paws, he's standing on his hind legs, and he's like had both hands in his mouth. And I'm like, I never seen a cat do that. So I said, get over here, and I look in his mouth, and there's a giant fire ant, like a big fucking fat black ant. Holy shit. I never saw such a big ant. Like an ant, right? Yeah, an ant. As opposed to an uncle. That's correct. Like an ant farm ant. And it was attacking his mouth. It had its pinchers attached to his gum, his top gum, and was because knowing Bunny, he went after all bugs and stuff. Nothing safe with Bunny, and he would go after bugs that were crawling. He loved anything, and he would try to pick it up in his mouth and eat it. And he tangled with the wrong ant, and the ant would not let go of his mouth, and was biting into his gum, and you could see he was very distressed. He was it was hurting him bad. He could not get it off of his mouth. I had to go in there with a tweezer. I always keep tweezers handy. I had one right on the cabin table in a little jar. Grab the tweezer and had to pull that motherfucker off of Bunny's top gum, like right over his big incisor. And boy, that ant was on there. He was not coming off. So what was he gonna do? Chew off Bunny's gum? I don't know. Could be. Mommy to the rescue once again. Yeah, Mommy's the greatest. Lena's the greatest mommy who ever lived. But then I was thinking, geez, what if we had been out, like, because we would go on day trips to the store and go buy supplies for the weekend. We would go, be gone for a couple of hours and leave the cats at the cabin to their own devices, take the dogs. Cats would be having a ball. They'd be catching mice in the cabin. They were fine if we left them there for several hours often. But what if he had been, and then I was agonizing about that for a while. Oh, what if something like that happened and then he would have to endure it for a few hours until you got home. Who knows? Maybe he'd be in bad shape. Maybe he'd be bleeding. As it was, it almost drew blood pulling that thing out, but not quite. I twisted it off. And then I killed the bum. Yeah. You don't do that to my bunny. Was that wrong? No. No, did you kill it? I don't remember. I think I threw it. I just get off of him. I was really mad. You get off of my bunny. That's a good story, Lena. Is it? As long as I come off looking like a champ, I'm fine. I'm happy. What did you do with? Oh, here's the other thing. But again, if your cat has a delicate system, especially as